Gratitude to Shri Shankar Lalwani ji in being the driving force for this opportunity. Ma'am, I'm happy to share with you about flow and beauty of this organization. It being women organization itself implies how much life it has. Flow is FICCI Ladies organization with 11,000 members across India, and Indore has 700 plus members. Our main motive is to work for women empowerment, and yes, empowerment in true sense. Flow Indore has seen an incredible journey, and every past chair has added value to the organization. What I am mentioning today is our team's contribution done from April 2024 till date. Starting from learning and education, Flow Indore has collaborated with IIM Bangalore for a free on-campus women entrepreneurship program, and we already have 10 women from Flow Indore attending it and more in the registration process. We have different programs focusing on startups and creating leaders like She Rise, Women's Director Program, Stanford Seed Program. We also had a delegation representation to BRICS Russia from Flow Indore. We work in collaboration with government, and MSME has been very supportive in handholding and resolving issues that women entrepreneurs at Flow Indore faces. We have done Udyam registration drive, GEM portal onboarding drive, and also helped weavers and local artisans connect with government. At Flow Indore, we have adopted 40 girl students from underprivileged background in collaboration with Infobeans Foundation. We are imparting them 1 year full-time free software training, and we aim to place them in IT companies after a year. For members empowerment, we have done workshops like branding and marketing, cybersecurity, chat GPT, Jarao Polki workshop, and introduction to sustainable living and podcast reviews. It is a group of 700 members where growth of each also depends on the connect with others. Networking is an important focus to help members grow with each other's support. Yoga Week held in June is a classic example of promoting our in-house members who are into wellness sector. We had Ms. Zoya Akhtar for a talk show. This is our second event with the kids of our members, with first being a dance workshop for kids and their mothers to celebrate Mother's Day. Flow Indore had hosted a retreat for Delhi chapter to foster interstate mingling and bonding. It showed gracious presence of our national president, Ms. Joyshri Das Verma, past presidents, governing body members, and members of Flow Delhi. The warmth of Malwa, which reflected in our every team member, was experienced and appreciated by every participant. Grow with Flow is the motto this year. We are trying to provide a platform to all aspiring women members in different ways, the focuses being digital literacy, financial literacy, well-being, etc. And Flow is also working for rural women and girls from underprivileged background. Recently, we distributed cycles to the girl students from rural background. Another flagship event we did this year, exactly a month back, is a visit to Parliament to see and witness an ongoing monsoon session at Parliament. This again was just a vision brought to reality by our kind and generous Member of Parliament, Shri Shankar Lalwani ji. A huge round of applause for him. We could meet in person with Honorable Vice President of India, Shri Jagdeep Dhankar, and also Honorable Speaker, Shri Om Birla. case has shaken us all. We, the women of Law Indore, were raged by the inhuman acts against women. 30 women in leadership roles were invited and a roundtable discussion was held to understand the gaps in the society that leads to such heinous crimes. We are working on the recommendation paper and we will soon be sharing it at important influential places. Flow Indore is also running a digital protest, Karo Dar Se Azad, to give a fearless life to our daughters. We request you all to share the video in all the digital medias. If you really feel the pain, go to Insta, Facebook, LinkedIn and Twitter Flow Indore page and like and share the video. Let us dar se karo azad to our own self and our daughters by spreading the thought. If not Flow, then who?
It is indeed an honor to introduce a distinguished guest whose contributions have significantly impacted our city and beyond. Shri Lalwani ji has been serving as a Member of Parliament for Indore in the Lok Sabha since 2019 for consequently 2 terms and winning the second term with a substantial majority. His unwavering commitment to our causes and his active involvement in our flow initiatives have greatly enriched our efforts. I will now request you, Lalwani ji, to kindly address the August gathering, please.
थैंक यू। आज इंदौर के लिए बहुत सौभाग्य का दिन है कि बहुत समय से हम सुधा जी को इंदौर में लाने के लिए प्रयास कर रहे थे, लेकिन आज वो दिन आ गया। सुधा मूर्ति जी हमारे बीच में, ताली बजा के उनका स्वागत करना। मैं जब उनसे पहली बार मिला था और जब मैंने अपना इंट्रोडक्शन दिया था, आई एम फ्रॉम इंदौर, मेंबर ऑफ पार्लियामेंट लोकसभा, तो उनका जो पहला स्टेटमेंट था कि इंदौर, यस इंदौर, और दूसरी बात उन्होंने कही कि इंदौर क्लीनेस्ट सिटी ऑफ द इंडिया। मुझे बहुत इंदौर अच्छा लगता है। और फिर जब ये रिजल्ट के बारे में जब उनको मालूम पड़ा कि सबसे हाईएस्ट नंबर ऑफ वोट से लोकसभा में इंदौर ने जीत हासिल की, तो उनको इंदौर के लिए और रिस्पेक्ट हो गया कि इंदौर के लोग इतने अच्छे हैं। और जब मैंने उनसे कहा था कि आपको इंदौर आना, बोले मैं इंदौर जरूर आऊंगी। और उस समय जो मुझे थॉट था, विचार था कि इंदौर सुधा जी को जो बुलाना है वो इसलिए बुलाना है कि इंदौर में माँ अहिल्या, देवी अहिल्या की 300वीं वर्ष चल रहा है जयंती का। तो मुझे लगा एक हम वुमेन्स का एक ऐसा प्रोग्राम करेंगे जिसमें अहिल्या माता ने जो अपने जीवन काल में जो काम किए उसको लेकर हम चर्चा करेंगे, एक प्रोग्राम करेंगे। पर देखो सहयोग कैसा हुआ कि विभा जी ने रिक्वेस्ट की कि मुझे हमें सबको लोकसभा देखना है। सावन ने मुझे कहा कि फिक्की फ्लो के सभी मित्र आना चाहते हैं, तो मैंने कहा बिल्कुल वेलकम। और उन्होंने जो जो रिक्वेस्ट की थी और जितनी रिक्वेस्ट की थी कि इनसे मिलना है, सबसे ज़्यादा कि सुधा जी से मिलना है। और जब मैंने उनको फ़ोन पे बात की थी तो उन्होंने बोला जरूर मिलेंगे। और उस दिन कोइंसिडेंट था कि राज्यसभा में आपको जाना था, मैं भी लोकसभा में था। और हम जब लोकसभा देख रहे थे राष्ट्रपति जी से मिल के आए, उपराष्ट्रपति जी से मिलने जा रहे थे और उस समय हमें मिला। और सुधा जी से जब मिले तो सभी फिक्की फ्लो के सभी जो मेंबर थे, डेलीगेट थे जो आए थे, उन्होंने उनसे जब बात की तो बाद में मुझे सुधा जी बोली आपके इंदौर के फिक्की फ्लो के मेंबर और पूरी टीम बहुत ही क्या क्या वर्ड बोला था, मैं भूल गया था, लेकिन अभी आप बताएंगे वो आप बताएंगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। तो आपकी थी तारीफ की थी और बोले मैं इंदौर जरूर आऊँगी। और फिर हमारा लगातार उनसे बातचीत चल रही थी क्योंकि कमेटी की मीटिंगें चलती रहती है। और उन्होंने कहा था जैसे भी होगा फिर उनका मैसेज आया कि आप करेंगे। तो सबसे पहले मैं इंदौर में आपका स्वागत करता हूँ, वंदन करता हूँ, अभिनंदन करता हूँ कि आप इंदौर आए। और वो भी फ्लो के कार्यक्रम में जो हमारी मंशा थी, जो माँ अय्या ने उस समय किया था, खास करके जो यंगस्टर बैठे हैं ऊपर बैठे हैं, उनको माँ अय्या का चरित्र पढ़ना चाहिए। विषम परिस्थितियों में किस प्रकार से राज करना उस समय, यानी उनके बारे में कहा जाता है कि उनके जब पति का निधन हुआ था तो उस समय सती प्रथा थी, तो उनके ससुर जी ने सती होने से रोका था और कहा ये राज आपको चलाना है। और उसकी पूरी गाथा है, लेकिन उनके जीवन में जो विषम परिस्थितियाँ आई कि उनके पति का निधन हुआ, बेटे का हुआ, आखिरी में उनकी लड़की थी उनका भी हुआ। एक विषम परिस्थितियों में उन्होंने जिस प्रकार से माँ अय्या ने मालवा और ये पूरा रीजन चलाया, उन्होंने महिला सेना तैयार की। तो आज सुधा जी हम सबको बताएंगे कि हम किस प्रकार वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट आगे जाके हम देश को चला सकते हैं। और माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने तो इस बार लाल किले से कहा है कि इस बार हम पॉलिटिक्स में नए लोगों को लाएंगे और नए लोगों को ये देश चलाने की 2047 में जब आज़ादी का 100 वर्ष पूरा होगा, ये देश विश्व का नेतृत्व करेगा। उसमें से आप भी ऐसे रहेंगे जो आने वाले समय में देश को आगे ले जाने के लिए काम करेंगे। और अब तो 33% रिजर्वेशन भी हो गया है और सुधा जी को रिजर्वेशन की जरूरत नहीं पड़ी। उन्होंने अपनी काबिलियत से जो शुरुआत थी उनका संघर्ष रहा और मुझे लगता है कि उन्होंने उस समय मैकेनिकल बीटेक किया था और उस समय ज़्यादातर महिलाएं डॉक्टरी में जाती थी, MBBS करती थी, लेकिन उन्होंने उस समय इंजीनियरिंग चॉइस की। अब वो बताएंगे ऐसा क्यों उन्होंने डॉक्टरी छोड़ के इंजीनियरिंग में क्यों की, वो अपने बाद में बताएंगे। लेकिन उन्होंने भी हवा से हटके, हवा की धारा में सब बहते हैं, हवा की धारा के विपरीत बहते हुए अपना काम किया और आज इस मुकाम पे है। मैं उनका फिर से स्वागत करता हूँ। मैं चाहता हूँ आप सब ताली बजा कर उनका स्वागत करें। विभा जी ने फ्लो के बारे में बहुत अच्छा बताया और जो आपने आखिरी में जो वीडियो बताया, हम भी अपने सोशल मीडिया पर डालेंगे और मुझे लगता है पूरा देश डालेगा, पूरा देश डालेगा। और आप जिस प्रकार से काम कर रहे हैं, मैं आपको शुभकामना देता हूँ और एक फेवर भी चाहता हूँ। वो फेवर जस्टिफाई है कि नहीं है। अभी जिस प्रकार से मैंने कहा कि अच्छे लोगों को पॉलिटिक्स में आना चाहिए और इस बार हमारा अभियान भी चल रहा है कि आप मेंबर बनिए, तो मैं विभा जी को एक लिंक भेजूंगा और उस लिंक के माध्यम से वो अगर सोशल मीडिया पे अपने फिक्की फ्लो के सभी ग्रुप में डालेंगे तो मेरा आप सबसे रिक्वेस्ट है कि उस मेंबरशिप ड्राइव में आप भी हिस्सा बने और अच्छे राजनीति के रूप में आप भी आगे आएँ और देश को आगे ले जाएं। धन्यवाद।
धन्यवाद श्री ललवानी जी। जिस तरह आपने माँ अय्या के कार्यों को आज उजागर कर हमारे कार्यक्रम से जोड़ा है, हमारे कार्यक्रम की शोभा और बढ़ गई है। मैं आपका धन्यवाद करती हूँ। Moving on to the moment for which we were all very eagerly waiting for, I request AV team to please play Sudha ma'am's video while I invite Ms. Payal Agrawal, our esteemed past chairperson 22-23, to introduce her to the audience. The video, please.
very difficult to live with the most successful man. They're not normal. They don't have logic at home, only in the office. They expect you to be your wife. All entrepreneurs, they expect secretary, finance manager, nanny, advisor, and many more roles. A woman has to do all those. And any one of them you fail, that affects them badly.
Just because you have an NGO, you won't succeed. You should have passion for that. That means you should love people. You should love poor people. Okay? And you should have genuine interest in doing that. The hardest part of my life was to bring up children in a very moderate way, with the wealth around. So the best thing I thought of was, I will continue to live in a moderate, middle class way. I think I succeeded by and large to bring up children, to give them that kind of values, and I live like that. Because children do not require anyone else as a role model, their parents are their role model. Street vendors, flower vendors, or vegetable vendors, never ever. In that 20 ज़्यादा हम देते हैं. I'm not a great thing because what I'm supposed to do, I've done it well. That's all I feel. What I'm supposed to do, I've done it well.
Good evening, everyone. It's my distinct pleasure to introduce someone who needs no introduction, yet deserves one that captures their exceptional impact. Sudha Murty ji, a trailblazer and a beacon of inspiration, a distinguished author and philanthropist. As the chairperson of Infosys Foundation, she has played a pivotal role in transforming lives through her work in education, healthcare, and rural development. She broke new ground as the first female engineer at Telco, shattering gender barriers early in her career. But what sets her apart is not just her professional success, but her simplicity. Despite her significant accomplishments, she lives a minimalistic lifestyle, believing that true wealth lies not in material possessions, but in how much we can give back to society. Her exemplary parenting has guided her children to successful careers and significant societal contributions. Her marriage to Mr. Narayan Murty is marked by mutual respect and support, with both partners and their children making notable impacts on society. Her achievements also extend to literature, with numerous best-selling books in English and Kannada that continue to inspire and entertain readers across generations. Her accolades, from the Padma Shri to R.K. Narayan Award for Literature, are a testament to her impact. And her life exemplifies resilience and a commitment to the greater good, inspiring women everywhere to lead with compassion and purpose. The portrayal of women in her writings is exceptional. It often features strong, multidimensional female characters and emphasizes their courage and the vital roles they play in their families and society. I would love to quote one of your notable quotations on women. A woman is like a tea bag. You can't tell how strong she is until you put her in hot water. Which emphasizes that the true capabilities of a woman often emerge in challenging situations. Today, we have the unique opportunity to hear from Sudha Murty herself. So, get ready to dive into inspiring stories and profound insights. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to our very own Sudha Murty ji.
and I know we all are eager to hear Ms. Murty, and I have been strictly instructed to talk less, and I'll do that. And ma'am will take over. She just asked me to moderate and ask questions because she is a bhandar of knowledge. I had spent few minutes with her since morning, and I'm awed with her knowledge and her simplicity. I have an incident to share with you. 3 days back, I called up, when I was coordinating, I called up Sudhaji's office. I called up Mamta. She's a secretary. And I could hear from the other side, yeah, this is Sudha, tell me. And I said, oh, I thought I called Mamta and I wanted to talk to her. Sudhaji said, oh, she's busy with some work. I'm picking up her phones. I was awed by her simplicity. Ma'am, being simple is really tough. How do you stay grounded despite so many achievements?
Good afternoon to everyone. It gives me immense joy to come to Indore because I hold Rani Ahalya Devi in a great esteem, and whenever I think of her, I think she is a role model to all of us. In Vishama Paristhiti quotes, she ruled this kingdom with affection. And coming to her place is this is like a Tirtha Yatra. And for the last 5 years, FICCI is really, you should give an award to FICCI the way they follow. And their patience. I would have left. I would have said, okay, yaar, if she's not available, aur nahi to, nahi to aur sahi. Ye nahi hua hai unke saath. Every year they follow up. I said, and I was standard answer. Because, I get 20,000 invitation in a year. Starting from LKG graduation to old age home. Okay. How, if I want taking the invitations seriously and attending, then I will never be able to work. So I take 10 to 12 invitations in a year because I have to work also now. I have to write, I have to work, I have to think. But FICCI is one organization, if FICCI Indore, they never left. Every year they will write. Every year I will give the same answer. And then when I met Lavaniji in Rail Bhavan, he said, I'm from Indore. Then I told you Indore, the clean city, etc. Then I said, your FICCI ladies are following me up continuously for the last 5 years. It was in my mind, it was in my list, but I was not getting a slot for that. So I congratulate for their patience. And youngsters sitting over here, you are growing up in instantaneous gratification. Please learn patience from FICCI. Okay. Now, see, all of us think we are great and somebody less than us. When you analyze in life, actually, I realize that nobody is great and nobody is less. It is more in our mind. Okay, if I think I am very good looking, there is Aishwarya Rai above me. So beautiful. If I think I am rich, there is the Bill Gates sitting above my head. So please remember, there is nothing like great or low or, what we think is really not true. It's more of a Brahma. Yes, you got an award, fine. Then what? We always think when we win something, we think, oh, because I am great, I got it. No. You are the child of set of circumstances. And that's the reason I don't consider whatever I have done is great. I always say, what job is given to me, I have done well. That's all I can tell. When you think that way, life looks normal. Everybody is in a way good in one or other way. But many people will not do good because they will not unleash their potential. Everybody has a tremendous potential. Tremendous. Particularly women have more potential. Men in this hall should excuse me. Women have more potential than men. But we don't channelize them properly. We spend time in unnecessary things. If we only channelize all our energy in a positive direction, you can really achieve a lot. So, I never consider myself something fantastic I have done or something that I have done something which I have enjoyed, and I'm like a normal living like anyone else. It's a more of a myth, like saying that I have a lot of money, then I'll be happy forever. No. If money is directly proportional to happiness, then all rich people should be happy, all poor people should be sad. But that won't happen in life. Money is an instrument in life which makes your life comfortable, secure, but happiness is something which should originate within you. And when you realize the simple principles of life, like, my mother-in-law died in front of me in my hands. My mother died in front of me. Then I was working in tsunami. I worked in 12 national disasters and 1 pandemic, 13 disasters I worked. I've seen death in front of me. I was working in tsunami, 1 hand, one leg, mutilated body. I have seen all those things. That time I wonder, what is this? We think we have so much money, I have so much power, I have so much padvi, etc. But in front of nature, you are so helpless. When people die in front of you, you with the best medicine, with all your degree, your awards, everything, you can't make them to live. That means we have a limitation. When you have a limitation, you are like anybody else. It is more in the mind thinking, I am better. Maybe you are better in one thing. They may be better in some other thing. When you accept that, you can live in a simple way. That's what I believe in.
So ma'am, you grew up in a very middle class family, but your kids did not. How do privileges change the upbringing of kids? And how has your early life in a small town shaped you as a person, and then you fitted in the global context?
Early life means, I come from a traditional family. And I always tell, the particular sect of Brahmins, Madhva Brahmins, very traditional, where women are excellent cooks and men are intelligent. Okay? After cooking, women will do a lot of politics. So I was born in that kind of a atmosphere, where women are very, very bright, but no opportunity for them. And in my time, only women can do graduation, BA or MA, and they can do medical in case they are, in case they are very bright. Otherwise, women did not have much opportunity in education field in those days. What made me confident was, number one, my father was a very magnanimous person. He always cared for the good education. That was the main reason. Second thing, I realized what you like, you should do. As long as legal, ethically it is right. As long as legal, ethically right. So I joined engineering college in my own city, and maybe some may ask for that question. I was the only girl in electrical engineering. I was the only girl in the university actually. And that was very difficult time for me because there was no ladies' toilet. But that all made me to become autonomous. That means you should always depend on yourself, not on anyone else. At the age of 16, 17, I realized, Atma hi atmano bandhur, atma hi ripu atmanaha. Who is your best friend? You yourself. Who is your worst enemy? You yourself. So, if I want to do something, I should depend on myself. That is the confidence I got when I was in my college. I never went to any Western university, never did an MBA, nothing. My college gave me that idea of you should depend on yourself. My father and my parents gave me that idea, if you have a passion, you should pursue it. And later I saw many people, their lives, and then I realized that many good things in life we can learn and you can be confident. The most important thing is accepting the reality. Many times we are in the denial mode. Okay, it won't happen to me. No, I'm always good, that person is wrong. No, you are a human being, you may also make mistakes. Accept the reality and then don't run away from difficulties. Face it. That gave me this confidence in life.
Yeah, that's very true. And the women here, what we have realized in Flow, we have seen women really strive hard to do everything. They can capture the world. Of course, with the responsibilities. But being a mother and a working woman, we carry an enormous amount of guilt for thinking that we aren't taking enough care of our kids and family. How did you handle it when you started moving out and you also started working? And what is the message you would like to give to our women here?
When you have less money, bringing up children is rather easy. You can tell children, I can't afford. Very easy. When you have money and every day paper writes your share value, multiply by that, children will come to know how much money they have. And if I tell my children in a middle class way, that you should not do, he said, why? I can't say you can't afford, he will tell me how much money you have. So I told both children, look, let us do like this. All of us will follow the same principle, okay? I told my daughter, you should not buy too many things. She said, fine. Then I said, immediately she said, what about you? I said, I will also not buy. Okay? Until children grew up, I became their friend. And I told my son, you should not see TV too much. He said, what about you? I said, I will not have TV at all. So there was no TV connection in my house until children grew up. Because walk the talk. Walk the talk we have to do. With all those things, children are children. They said, oh, my son came and told me all my friends are celebrating their birthdays in a 5-star hotel. What about me? Everybody is asking, you have so much money. I said, beta, okay, I will tell you. I took him to one basti. I showed them, look at these children. They are brighter than you. Most of them are brighter than you. They don't have an opportunity like what you have. They are born other side of the line, poverty line. So tell me, if you spend 5,000 rupees in those days for a birthday party, you all will be happy. Suppose you take the same 5,000 rupees and buy something for all these children, books or something related to education, that makes a big difference to them. You think it over. He came back and told me, you make me guilty. I said, no, I make you to understand that when you have money, you have a duty towards society. The money means it is not only for you, it is also for the other invisible line, the people are there for them. So I used to introduce my children the real poverty, real difficulties, and in a very young age, and I will live the way they accept me. He said, you don't buy, I will not buy. You don't see movie, okay, I will not do that. You should not feel guilty, I will tell you, because you are a working woman, you go out and come back. All mothers feel, working women feel guilty because they feel, oh, I did not spend time with them. Instead, what you do, the child will ask you a video game. You say, okay, let them do that, let them enjoy. Children, they say, are innocent, but they are smartest. They are very smart. If mother and father both are working, they will ask mother. We will say no. They will go to father when we are not there. Say, daddy, appa, mappa, whatever you call it, appa, I want this. Father also feels the same way. So they take from father. So I told my husband, when children are growing up, we have to make one decision together. No, I say, for that you have to say no. If I say yes, you have to say yes. Suppose I say yes and you say no, they will come to me. When I say no and you say yes, they come to you. Ultimately they get, and for that they don't value. So, when you are working woman, when you get time, I will tell you, you should spend time with them all weekends. Spend maximum time with children. Tell them stories. We don't do, because we are also tired. We said, let them play Nintendo or video game for some time. Don't do that. Bringing up children is creating a character. Creating a real life character. Who is going to be the next citizen? Who is going to be your old age? Who is going to send you to old age home or keep you at home? You are creating your future with your children. At times be strict. There is no rule. Depends on the child. Depends on your husband. Depends on your mother-in-law also. Okay? Depends on people at home. But by and large, you should do different strategies depending on different circumstances. sometimes cajoling, sometimes strict, open your eyes and no, sometimes requesting, no time hitting or raising your hand, don't ever do that one. Sometimes sitting like a friend, sitting with them and enjoying the game, I used to take my children to the movies which they like, whether I like it or not. You have to spend your valuable time, 14 years of their life. After that, they don't need you. Girls will get very upset in their teenage, but they come back after 20. Boys will be mama's boy up to 14, and later they never will be mama's boys. Okay? So, please remember, the greatest joy for a mother is to bring up a child from 0 day up to 14. And that's when 14 is a magical number. Kaikei knew that. Okay? 14 is a magical number. Spend the time with your children. Nothing matters, only my children matter. After 14, once they are different, then you can do other things. But those 14 years, please spend maximum time whenever you get time.
So, whatever we have read about your life, ma'am, we can understand that you also led a similar life, similar to 90% of women here, with daily struggles of raising 2 kids, suppressing your ambitions, forgetting your own self, and living entirely for the family. Like us all, what issues made you lose your temper? Did they any time, and also fight with your better half?
Fighting is better off as a part of our marriage, You have to fight when you disagree. By nature, I don't get upset. By nature, rarely, very rarely I get upset. Because when somebody gets upset, actually I laugh at them. I laugh at them saying that they don't have control on their mind. Getting upset means controlling your mind. So I'm very upset with you, but I say, look, let me talk to her after 10 minutes. Give some time, your anger will come down. Second thing, if you are normally happy inside, or you are contented, more than happy, you are contented, you don't get upset. Third one is, you don't gain anything by getting upset. Actually, it will harm the relationship. If two people are fighting, I always like to see and say how they are fighting. Though both of them do not know how to live happily. No, like suppose, my leg touches yours. People start fighting. I said, instead of fighting, sorry, I didn't mean it. You can dissipate lot of anger by good words. And, when I was young and I had 2 children, of course, I was a very good engineer, very competent engineer. Then it took some time for me to understand bringing up 2 children when my husband is globe-trotting in a license Raj. It was a license Raj in olden days. To get a computer, you have to sit in Washington, you have to sit in Delhi, you have to sit in many places and get it. Now, I can also take up a job, then what will happen to children? Logically, it's very difficult. I said, someone has to step down. And Murty said, you need not do that, you can take up the job, I will do something else. I said, no, let me step down, not because he tells me, because I felt motherhood is great. Let me do it because I like it, not someone told me. People think, okay, because somebody told you left your job, someone told, no, not that. I said, let me spend time with my children. And people used to give my example. Look at Sudha, my maiden name was Kulkarni. Look at Sudha Kulkarni, she got a first rank, she is a housewife at home. People used to talk. Initially it used to hurt me. Later I said, what do they know about my life, my difficulties? It's very funny. In life we give solution. Without asking other problems, we give immediate solution. No, you should do. Our own problems, we don't know the solution. So I told, no. Then I started working 3 hours per day, 6 hours per day. When my children grew up, I took full-time and overtime job. So different phases, I worked differently. But I always kept working for something. See, if I am not working, I will write something. If I am not writing, then I will do something else. So kept my mind always busy, waiting for an opportunity when
my children grow up so that I'll get more free time. But you don't forget, by the time your in-laws will be old, your parents will be old. You have to look after them also.
It's a cycle.
But somehow you get a help by that time. So I always felt first priority is family, second priority is my work. And when children grew up, I said first priority is my work, children do not need me. So I went on changing my priorities depending on the circumstances. Because in life, the best thing for all women, particularly with children, I want to tell you, what you want to achieve, it is not immediately possible because you have responsibility. When a working woman gets a baby, it is only her career is dented, not husband's in general. That makes many times women angry. So I tell men, if you want peace at home, please help your wife because she really gets upset. Now everybody is educated, equally educated. So they should also come and help. Second thing, please remember, this too shall pass. It won't be like that forever. We always think, oh, this will be forever. No, it will be only for a certain period. Your capacity is to come back again and with more vigor, with more maturity and more knowledge and do it better. I always tell people who do social service, after 45 you should start. The reason is by that time you know who is your chamcha. People will go on telling, Sudha, Murty, you are great, all lies. Multiply by 0, I take it. Because people like to do all, pumping. You should not be bloated because of that. People will do, this is age-old method, chamchagiri is always there. But you should know who is who. You should know the value of money. At 25, you don't understand. By 45, you have some failure, some success, you know the value of money. By that time, you know how to handle situations. So I started foundation at age of 45. By that, I knew what exactly I should do and whom I should work. Who is my real friend? Who are only friends only when you have power? Of late, I have a lot more acquaintances with. I never knew. After Rajya Sabha, suddenly my popularity swelled so much. I said, how come immediately? Then I realized for everything, there is a big reason behind that. So by that 45 age, it's a good age to start a non-profit organization. By that time, you know what is what exactly. For me, it's 45. For somebody, maybe even 40. Okay.
I think you also started writing books at the age of 50. So I think most of the ladies, we can relate to it. We still have scope to do. We still have scope in life. And so was it a lost passion or was it a newly framed passion of writing, newly developed talent of writing? You have been into books. You are from a very broad-minded, open-minded family background. Was the writing always a part of your life?
Yeah, women, please remember, you can start anything, anytime. At 74, I started a new career as member of the Rajya Sabha. At 74. Okay? My granddaughter asked me, Aji, at this age people retire, you are going to office. I said, yes, beta, that is called the beauty of life. Okay? No, writing was always with me from the beginning. It has nothing to do with Infosys shares, nothing to do with children, nothing to do with my wealth. It is gift of Goddess Saraswati. That's what I believe. We are 3 sisters and a brother, and my mother was a school teacher. Suppose, imagine yourself, a school teacher is your mother. Your life will be tough. Teacher in the school, teacher at home. Okay? My mother was a strict teacher. So we were from a normal income family. We never went abroad, nothing. Weekend, it is no restaurant, nothing. We will go to a temple, a park, a wedding, something like that. When I come back, my mother would tell me, write 25 lines of what you have done today or how did you spend your weekend. I would always tell her, I will write tomorrow. She said, fair enough, but no dinner today. Being a foodie, I can't resist. I said, okay, I'll take pen and paper and write. My mother tongue is Kannada. Somebody from Kannada Sangha is here. Neelakantha or someone is here. I told them to come here. Kannada Sangha. Okay. So I wrote, and I'm from Kannada medium. I'm not from an English medium background. Like all of you, most of you or from Hindi background, Hindi medium. I'm a Kannada medium girl, okay? I used to write in Kannada. 1 year she did that to me. After 1 year she never told me. I started writing in Kannada every weekend, even though without telling. My mother's insisting me on that. A rain in Shravana or rain in May. Actually, no, rain in Shravana is common. Rains in May or in summer. Or something that kind. I went on writing. Later part of my life, when I became a very successful writer, I asked my mother in her old age, we were 3 sisters. Why did you insist only me to write 25 lines on a weekend? Other 2 sisters, she wouldn't tell. She told me, beta, I want to tell your talent. She put me into painting class. Within 2 days, I discontinued. She enrolled me into crochet class because in my time, a marriageable girl should know crochet, painting, cooking, stitching, rangoli, okay, all those things were must. Then she enrolled me into a crochet class. After 3 days, I came back. She enrolled me into music class, though I'm very fond of music, but I came back in after 5 days. She told me, your both sisters were very good in painting, crochet, sweater making, music, and what about you? But she said, I realized you write better than both of them. You write better than them. If I tell you, better you write good, you won't care. You are a lazy one. So I felt the only way to cut your dinner is through writing. Then only you will write. She said, I realized as a teacher, as a mother, you have a flair for writing. And I made it compulsory for you. Because my mother made it compulsory, I did it for a year. Then I loved it. Without telling her, I started writing. In college days, I used to write a little bit more and write for the paper. I used to get 5 rupees as a royalty, and that was a big treat in those days. I got 5 rupees, we'll have a treat party, and that will be 7 rupees. Okay, 2 rupees my mother has to give. Okay. And my first book came when I was 29 years old. I traveled on backpack in 1979 in US. But I started writing only at the age of 52 in English, only after 50 years. I always was happy writing Kannada books, and I had my own clientele or readership, and very happy writing in Kannada. One day, T.J.S. George, who was the editor of the New India Express, called me. He said, Sudhaji, why don't write? Why you are not writing in English? I said, sir, I'm a Kannada medium person. I'm happy in Kannada. He said, the readership will increase if you write in English. I said, I have never done that before. He said, Sudha, you are a storyteller. Storyteller is like a driver. A good driver can drive a car, drive a truck, drive a scooter, drive a chariot, because they know how to control it. And language is nothing but a vehicle. You try. So the first column I wrote in 2000, that was exactly 50 years. I was 50 years. And that my first book came when I was 52. That is the only book I have forward by T.J.S. George. Later I have not taken any forward. In 2002, my first book came, Wise and Otherwise. Now, after 22 years, I have written 30 books in English, and 70 lakhs books have been sold out. 70 lakhs books have been sold out. It is nothing great about me. If you write in English, and a simple English, because in India, if you draw a curve of language English, there are very few people who are scholars in English like Shashi Tharoor. They have fantastic dictionary. The dictionary is here. There are some people, that is other end of the spectrum. There are some people, whatever said and done, they will not be able to understand. Majority of us are in the middle of the inverted curve. That curve is curve, who can converse in English in a simple language without the help of dictionary, and most English medium schools teach only that much. Even though you might be a scholar, but when it really comes to talking, it is a colloquial language, we use it. My books are in that vacuum or in that area. Simple English, you don't require a dictionary, and I write the real episodes which are very near to your life.
You have authored so many books in many languages, Hindi, English, Marathi, Kannada. Ma'am, how is language important in child's development, and what is the role of mother tongue in a child's life?
I have not written in many languages. I have written only 2 languages. My mother tongue Kannada and English. The beauty of writing in English is that I have 300 book titles. Just now I finished that program. Oh, I have written only 46 books in 44 years. In 44 years, I have written 46 books and there are 300 book titles. Shankar Lalwani ji, my book is in Sindhi language with Arabic script. My books are in Tibetan, Italian, Sindhi, Sanskrit, Kashmiri, Dogri, Urdu, Punjabi, Oriya, Bengali, all South Indian language. Name a language in India. You take 100 rupees note and count the language. Much more than that, my books are there. It is nothing great about me. It is a good translators available. From English to Italian, English to Sindhi, English to Punjabi, English to Dogri, English to Kashmiri. So the readership developed lot more and the titles increased. So this is what I have. It is not nothing great about me. It is the power of English which helps. Now you ask me what
Mother
is
tongue.
that?
Mother tongue. How
tongue.
important is
I will
mother
tell
tongue
you.
today?
It depends. Actually, I feel mother tongue plays an important role. And all young mothers, I will tell you, you must talk to your children as much as possible in mother tongue. After a certain age, they don't listen. They will go to English. They will go to English or they will go to Hindi. But as much as possible, okay? I tell my both children, I told them, look at me. We are from Karnataka. It has 2,000 years old. Emotionally, a little bit of blackmailing. Said 2,000 years old, it should not disappear. Okay? Talk to them in Kannada. All those things I have done. But ultimately, once they are married, because today's marriage is international, inter-community, interstate. You go on, and my son-in-law is a Punjabi. My daughter-in-law is from Kerala, but Tamilian from Kerala. Now, they have to, in their family, they have to come out with their language, which is comfortable to them. As long as they are in my house, I talk to them in Kannada. Once they are married, you can't do, mother-in-law's attitude, you have to speak this one. I said, that is left to you, beta and beti both of them. I said, it is left to your family, what tongue you want to follow. Learning a mother tongue has many advantages. You learn fast. Second thing, you express your emotions much better in mother tongue. Like if in Sanskrit, there are many words which cannot be translated in English at all, because they are so much Indianized in that. In Sanskrit, there is one verb is there, one drama is there, Shakuntala. In that there is a word, Shakuntala Vandam Pasya. That means, look, I cannot translate it at all, but loosely I can translate. Look the beauty of Shakuntala bird. That is not correct translation. But this is a pun upon the word Shakuntala Vandam Pasya, on which the Kalidasa drama depends. So the moment he heard Shakunta, then the boy looks at it and says, it's my mother. Shakunta is also a Pakshi, or the bird. So every language has its own depth, width, depending, even pronunciation depending on where you live, what you talk. For example, on Bhojapatra, you can write only Northern India or Nagari script. On Bhojapatra, you can write Nagari script. Whereas in a Talapatra, you can write South Indian script. Because if you make a square on Talapatra, it will break. On Bhojapatra, you make round, it will break. So, writing language also depends upon what material you use it. Similarly, mother tongue is, like father is earning member, he is important person, fine. But ultimately, the child and the mother who are attached to each other a lot more than anyone else. A child is the extension of the mother's body. Every mother thinks, like hand is her body part, so is the child. When the child is hurt, the mother feels pain. Why? Because children and mother are bind together emotionally. So you can part your language, mother tongue, to your children. The emotional quotient will be very strong. Like even today, when I have to write a novel is have a lot more dramatic situation. Emotions will be there. I write originally in Kannada with a shorthand. I learned shorthand. On paper, I write in shorthand in Kannada. Because I always tell my CPU, that means my brain, is faster than my IO devices, which are hands. I can't cope up with that. My ideas are so fast. So I write in shorthand all my emotions in Kannada, keep it for 3 months, sometimes 6 months, and then I rewrite it again, and then the book will come. To make the same book in English, I take 5 years. For example, House of Cards. House of Cards, I took 15 years to write in English. Because, I was not convinced. When I wrote in Kannada, then I wrote in English very fast. So for me, even today, though I write in English, all other things I write in English. Mythology I have written in English. Infosys Foundation experience I have written in English. Directly. They are not in Kannada. But my novels, where I have to express my emotions, not a report, I prefer my mother tongue. Then I myself will write in English with modification. So it plays an important role, particularly if children will not or may not follow later, but at least that sanskar you should give to your children. Mother tongue, janani janma bhumischa swargadapi gariyasi. Mother tongue, motherland is more precious than the heaven. Please remember that. My mother may not be very rich. My mother is a very ordinary woman. My neighbor auntie is very good looking and very rich lady. But she is the auntie only. Next door auntie. She can't be my mother. Right? My mother is my mother. My language is my language. My land is my land. My country is mine. Okay.
Ma'am, but how do we save it? Because today, Madhya Pradesh is a Hindi Pradesh. But we don't see our children writing, reading, expressing in Hindi. And they don't even want to read Hindi.
How much time you have spent with them in Hindi? How much Hindi you write? How much Hindi बातचीत आप करते हैं? How much time you said, beta, you write this in Hindi, I will get you in not correct way. I never bribe children, Beta, you write in Hindi, it's a good language. It's a connecting language. Importance of Hindi. I always tell my daughter, learn Hindi. Because you can connect to any state in India. Okay? Learn Hindi. You can see good Hindi movies. Okay? So, you have to make, it's against the current. Because today's trend is only English. And it is against the current. But bringing up children it is like take a stone and make a sculpture. You have to sit with the child. Chalo, I will also write. Chalo. I will write to you in Hindi and send you a letter. You have to make an effort. Extra effort today's. My time it was easy. Today, actually I am very lucky. I delivered 2 babies before smartphone came. So there was no video game, etc. Today, you have to stop video game, ration it, and then teach. So you have to make an effort. But at least, I will tell you how children are. They won't understand when you teach. They get very upset. But later when they grow up, they become parents. They become very conscious of mother tongue. I've seen with my both children, They said, oh, Amma, it's okay, you are giving lectures and all. You are a lecturer in the college, you are a lecturer at home. Because they used to tell me. When they became parents, suddenly they realized their mother tongue. Suddenly tell children, give them Indian names, give them, they talk to them in Kannada. Because they will realize the importance when they grow up. But give them a base at least when they are young.
So, very well said, ma'am. We are missing the language. We are conversing less in the language, and then we expect our children also to do that. In the quest to provide best education to our child, today we end up sending them abroad for higher studies. However, many are drawn to the work culture there and also the progressiveness of those countries, and they settle there. Are we preparing our children to contribute to the development of other nations? And also, what steps do you think we should take to encourage our talent to return and contribute to India's growth?
It's not that way you have to think. The same problem can be thought, you can think in a different way. Immigration is there from the time immemorial. When India, in 530 AD, I think, BC, 530 BC, Alexander came to India. And the Greek historian wrote about India. India is the land of honey and nectar. gold and milk, many things. India was a prosperous land. So Romans came, Greeks came, Persians came. So the land attracted many people from all over the world, because if the economy is strong, people go towards that. And when America is strong, our people go there. When the countries have better economy, you cannot make a principle, you can't go there, because it is a human nature. Immigration is a part of human history. It is a part of human history. People from somewhere came to India, people from south came to north came to south, because where, like Bangalore, it was a sleepy town until Narayana Murty made it, today's Gadbad town. It was a sleepy pensions paradise, and we started Infosys in the year 1983 there. It was very simple, easy town. Once the software bug bit that, other software companies came, and the infrastructure was not developed, etc. May not be, and the number of companies became more than the infrastructure. It is not purposely. It is in olden days, we used to go to Pune and Bombay to get a job, people from Karnataka. Now people from Pune and Bombay come to Bangalore. I'm sure many Indore, then there should be definitely a sizable people maybe in Bangalore, because there's a Bangalore-Indore flight is completely booked. Okay? That only shows. Maybe 50% Ujjain and Omkareshwar, 50% from Bangalore coming home. So you cannot stop when there is a good economy, immigration will happen. You cannot stop it. It's the wisest thing. It's the most practical thing in the world is water flows downwards.
This is a very different perspective I'm listening to, and I never thought it the way you have expressed, and thank you so much for...
Okay, second thing is, now suppose if our economy becomes better, actually in 1978, in my time, out of 100 students who go abroad, one will return. Today, sizable people are returning. Yeah, why? The opportunities are more in our country. There is so much of facility to do business, entrepreneurship, make in India, and particularly women have so much facilities. In our present Modi ji's government, we are getting so much facility, particularly women. So they are coming. You don't have to say that you should come immediately. When you put a condition, things become difficult. Allow freedom. Like Mae West says, if you love a person, allow the person to go out. If he comes back, he truly loves you. If he doesn't, it was never a true love. Okay? Don't put any condition they should come back or increasing their economy. Let us do well, they will come back. Lot of foreigners you can see in India only. So, that's the reason I told in Rajya Sabha, make our tourism a strongest arm of our culture with good roads, good facilities, good guest houses, clean toilets, most important. Lot of foreigners come to see because ours is a land of 5,000 years history. How many countries can boast like ours? A place like Mandu, you have Jaj Mahal. A place like Bedaghat, where there are the marble walls are there on both sides of Narmada. A place like Halebeedu, Belur in Karnataka, where the art has become a nectar in the stone. Make that one strong. All foreigners, instead of going other places, they come to India. As long as it is safe, clean toilets, affordable guest houses, and excellent roads. Our MPG is sitting here. So I am directly telling you, sir, in your leadership, okay, please see that Madhya Pradesh will become a center of attraction for all the monuments what you have. Madhya Pradesh is one state. You can't see in one stretch. You have to see in 4 stretches. Bhopal side, one side. Indore side. Jabalpur side. Gwalior side. They can come 4 times. You will have a lot more income. But make the roads good. And all these things. When you do good quality, people automatically come. Don't put a condition.
Great, ma'am. Ma'am, also because you're talking about Parliament and Modi ji, and as a member of Parliament, what major changes do you wish to make in Indian political scenario?
I'm only 6 months old, attended 6 weeks of the Parliament. I cannot tell you anything unless I am at least a year old. Because छोटी मुंह बड़ी बात ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए.
So, ma'am, you are a current lawmaker. So, do we see a politician in the making or a president of India, future president?
Who? Me? No. Why? I'm very happy. Don't spoil my happiness. I'm very happy. I have a Rajya Sabha where I meet distinguished people, learn good speeches, and it's a good platform person like me who is nominated because it's nominated by the president. So we don't have any party. So we have a good platform, and it's House of Elders. I can give suggestion without doing any work. I can give suggestion, and being women talk more, system analysts talk more, mothers talk more, teachers talk more. I have all 4 qualities in me. So talk to the power of 4. So it's a great platform to give ideas, to give your what is better for the nation. I'm very happy. And by nature, whatever God gives, I'm very happy in that position. That is probably my characteristic. I'm always happy. Maybe as a teacher, I was very happy. With the students, I was always happy. I taught for many years computer science partially. So whatever there, I'm very happy. Let me be happy under the remaining 5.5 years.
So, ma'am, one law that you would like to bring, there was one CSR law that was about 2% profit to be towards CSR. That was a boon for Infosys Foundation, that as according to you. So what are the laws, any law that you would like to vote for in the parliament that will make a larger impact to the nation?
Women's safety. Women's safety. 2%, don't worry, you will get money. Getting money is not a problem at all. If you do excellent work, people come and give money. I was working in Tsunami. I did not have time because there is so much work. Always, I'm always in the middle of the mess only. My mother used to tell me, I have never seen you without mess. Either I'm in Bhoj earthquake or some drought or in tsunami or in some, one or other things, I'll be always busy. Kerala recently. So, when I'm working, I used to go to this metro shop. You maybe have metro here? Yeah? I haven't started it. Okay. You get relatively cheap, So go to metro and make a card. Ficky people, all of you make a card, go to metro. You get a good discount. Okay. I used to buy thousands of things, for the Hadsa. One old man came and he said to me, Mrs. Murty, I want to donate. I said, I really don't have time. Go to my office. He said, no, I believe in you. You do good work. This is my bag. I said, sir, you can come later. And I said, what's your name? He said, it doesn't matter. I said, it matters to me. If I take money from someone, it may be bribe tomorrow. So I said, I want your name. I want to cut the receipt. He said, some name. And I said, please come in the evening because I'm extremely busy. I was in metro. Okay. Come in the evening to my office. My office, everyone knows in that part of Bangalore. And take the receipt. It was maybe 2 lakhs cash. Okay. First I thought, let me check the color comes to my hand, Khota note ho gaya to hum andar baithenge. So many people, and then I realized it was his pension money, he saved it and he gave it to me. I can give you 100 such examples where poorest of the poor people have come and given me money. If you do good work, don't worry about time. I will give more time. Don't worry.
Thank you.
I will manage. I was a professor in college. I know how to handle 45 minutes. How to entertain people for 45 minutes also I know. If you do a good work, money comes. Money comes from every source. But if they come to you, you are a chalu person, you will not get a single rupee. Establish your credential. That takes 10 years in public. Establish your credential. You are a clean person. You are not taking advantage of the situation. You are not taking one pie to home. Okay? You do all those things, you get a great credential. Money pours in. Money is never a problem.
Very well said, ma'am. Now, this was wonderful talk. Like, and now we're coming back to your young age when you're still young. She is
I'm
she
old,
is
74.
childlike. She is childlike.
I'm young at heart.
Yeah, very, very young at heart. So I'll just give you one small incident. She just said that my CPU is faster than my hands. And her CPU is faster than anybody's. Hands and CPU. So we were coming on our way. We saw the Chitragupt Chauraha. And she just asked me, by whose name is it named? Chitragupt Chauraha. And we were wondering and we looked at each other. And we were just looking at each other. We didn't know the answer. And she Googled and she gave us the answer. And she's so quick. She's so fast. And she's so curious. My God, ma'am, and she's still childlike. And we appreciate being with you.
I will tell you, when you grow old, it is not the grey hair makes you old. What makes you old is the day you stop learning. The day you stop learning, you become old person. There may be 24 years old person, but really old also. There may be 90 years old, but may not be old also. Okay? Many people ask me this question, if you would not have been an engineer, what would you have been? I would have done archaeology actually. I love archaeology. That's the reason I have so much attachment to the monuments. So I said, I should learn more about archaeology and the inscription, stone inscription in Kannada. I never got time throughout my life, either teaching in the college, bringing up children, initially Infosys. In Infosys, man, Friday, you drive. My husband doesn't drive. He drives me mad, but I drive him. I drive him around. Okay, I had to drive. I was an accountant. I was a programmer. You name a thing. Initially, I was everything. So when I was 60, I thought I should get a really good gift to myself. The good gift is I enrolled myself in Indology to learn the Kannada of the 6th, 7th, 8th century, so that I can read inscription. And that's the reason I know a lot more on Jainism than most Jains. Because at 60, my 10 years, I had a teacher to teach me the Kannada inscription of the 8th century. That is keeping me young. It is not the money, it is not the success. What keeps me young is love for learning. Love for learning. All of you, keep love for learning. Whatever you learn, making a hair, wearing a sari. I met one lady in one wedding and somewhere. She told me, Mrs. Murty, I'm an expert in, making saris. And I said, what is there to wear sari? I'm wearing for 60 years, almost 60 years I'm wearing sari. Or at least, more than 60 years I'm wearing sari. She told me, no, I drape in different way, depending on, so many parameters, she said. And she said, it will cost you 2 lakhs or 1 lakh. I said, my sari is 5,000 rupees old. I can't give 2.5 lakhs or 1 lakh to you. One can buy. So, what I'm telling you, draping a sari is a profession. I did not know that. I thought 6-yard sari, make the 4 or 5 pleats, put a pallu, go away. But that itself is a big science. Making hair, hairdo, is a big science. Everything you can learn into depth and to depth. When children were young, what I introduced, which I feel you should do, take them instead of taking them to Singapore, Malaysia for holidays. Don't take them. Take them in your own state and show each monument. I used to do that one. Take children to every monument of Karnataka. Show who built it, why they built it, how many years they took it. Please remember, to build a great temple, you require 100 years, 50 years, patience. Every monument I introduce children in every summer or winter holiday. To be proud. If you want to be proud about your culture, you should know history of your culture. You should know history of your state. You should know the parampara of our culture, which is 5,000 years old. It is not by the book, by seeing the monuments, by talking about it, by celebrating those holidays, by mixing with everybody, understanding why we behave like this. You have khajana of monuments here. You came and saw old parliament, but old parliament idea is taken by your own state, Mitawali. Mitawali is 30 kilometers from Gwalior. 1,000 years back, the Chausashti Yogini temple was built. Exactly the same prototyping was taken. and built the old parliament in British Raj. And you have so much. Please take your children either to Amarkantak where Narmada originates, or Beda Ghat, or Mitavali, or Bateshwar on the Chambal River, or Mandu, or you are near Bhopal, the very famous place, Sanchi, or Vidisha, the stone of Vidisha. In your own state, people will not know. There is a one stamba in Vidisha. I was waiting for that for some 50 years. Recently, I went and saw that. There is a very important stamba. It is, or the pillar. The pillar says, there is a Herodotus, who was a Greek general, who came to probably pre-Gupta time. He came to that area, and he was very happy to see the Hinduism, Vaishnava Dharma. And he said, I, Herodotus, changing my name to Vasudeva today onwards, in the honor of Lord Vishnu, and build the first Garuda Kamba, we say. Garuda's pillar, where Garuda sitting on the top and the pillar. In history, it is one of the most important landmark. In front of a temple, there is always, in South India you can see, there is always a pillar. On the pillar, indication of what God is inside. If Vishnu is inside, there will be a Garuda on the top. If Shiva is inside, there will be Nandi inside. If Jina is inside, then there will be Jina Pratibimba on that. So please remember, it happened in your own state, in Vidisha, and that is known as the Herodotus pillar. See, these children we should introduce. You never know where it clicks. And we don't do that. That's the duty of all parents. Introducing your culture, your monuments, your state, your language, your tyohar, your celebration is part of bringing them up than a computer game weekend in Singapore and Malaysia.
Yes, very true. So we'll soon open it for audience questions. Going to, again, because you mentioned about Murty ji, one thing that...
I have to mention because it's my last name, no?
One thing that impresses everybody is Murty ji proposed you in a rickshaw by saying...
he couldn't afford a car.
So he said he would not give you money and riches, but comfortable and happy life. He proposed to you, highlighting the negatives in life. What impressed you to say yes?
Yeah, here the young man who is impractical, who is intelligent, proposing, saying that, oh, I will give you, people normally tell lies in marriage proposals. Oh, I'm so rich or something. Here the man who is telling me, I can't give you money in life. I can't give you riches in life. But what I can give you, a lot of books, he told me. Okay. No, I knew him for a long time. It's not the moment he proposed, I didn't accept because I knew him for a long time. and he is extremely honest, very strict. And Infosys people know him very well. And very, very hardworking. And like he worked initially 250 days to 280 days, he used to travel every year. Okay. So, because the son of a school teacher with no money, with no connection, with absolutely unknown to the field, building an empire called Infosys today, it is not a magic wand. You touch a magic wand, this will become a palace. It won't happen. It took good 35 years. So, to do that one, you have to do tapas. Olden days, rishis used to go and sit in the, in the forest and do tapas. He, the modern rishi, sat in Infosys and did tapas. So, it took time.
Ma'am, earlier he was busy with his business, and I'll pick this up.
Okay.
And he could really spare little time for you and family.
It's okay because you have to accept that one, Please, you have to understand.
But now he is retired and now you are getting busier by day.
I'm not giving him time. I'm sitting in Delhi. Because he said Delhi is in pollution, asthma. No, he can't withstand Delhi's pollution. So he's sitting in Delhi and he's sitting in Bangalore, I'm in Delhi. Okay.
And how did you find time for each other then?
Well, the best way to keep your marriage happy is always ration the time. More the time, more the fight. Okay. No, it's not that. Every weekend I go. And it's not all the time I will in Delhi. Okay.
My question is, if husband and wife both are working in a same company, are in a same profession. आप जानती हैं conflicts तो होते हैं.
होते हैं.
Based on your experience, आप हमें tips दीजिए how to tackle them.
Okay.
Thank you.
Number one, simple tips I'll tell you. When your husband is angry, you should be cool like ice. Let him talk what he talks. When you are angry, you should be cool like ice. Let her talk what she talks. Both of you talk to each other when both of you are angry. That's very dangerous. So my husband will be angry, then let him talk, he can't control. Okay, let him talk. And when he cools down, you tell him, this is not correct what you have talked. You should handle anger in a very mature way. You are both of you in the same field, it's okay. That doesn't mean you have to fight, you have a different opinion. But definitely, I and Murty have different opinion on many things. But I always feel that is the way you look at it. You wear a cooling glass, that's the way you look, they look different. I wear ordinary glass, so the way I look at it is different. People can differ, but that should not bring it to your marriage. You should not bring it to personal, that one. You differ in your work, it's okay, it happens. But don't get upset. When he is upset, you should be cool. When you are upset, he should be cool. And don't bring your office to the dining table. I never brought it to the dining table. You are upset in the office, finish it and come home. Over, that chapter is over. Come home, I am the boss, you listen to me, I will feed now. Next.
I'm Jaran McGilligan. I have only one question about, you have highlighted economy. Once we have Indian economy, so that has everything.
ये ऑफ करो. ऑन है वो जो मैं लिखे है ना तुम. ऑन है. ऑन कर.
But how can we have an economy without ecology? So I think that's one thing I want to be highlighted. Thank you so much.
Yes, it is not overnight, you have to work for it. You have to work for it. Nothing comes so easy. Anything digital change is easy. You press a button, you can see the on screen whatever you want. But changing people's attitude, changing people's mind, changing the area or the awareness will take time. But you have showed it. It is not impossible. Tell me, I have seen Indore many times, but now for the last a few years, it is very clean. How it happened? Why it has not happened in many places? Why it has happened not in many places? Because leader by example. If you have a great leader, a great MLA, great MP, who insists you have to live like that, then it changes. Similarly, the leaders insist how our side should be, what we should do, over a period of time it changes. I'll give a small example. In Germany, maybe in 17th century, there was a king. His wife was extremely neat. The queen was very neat. Queen have 1,000 servants, that's a different story. But every day morning, window pane should be, it's a real story. Window pane should be cleaned, sofa should be cleaned, floor should be cleaned, bed sheet should be cleaned, everything she used to tell. This was learned by her son, Prince Bismarck. He said, he went after learned from his mother. When he became king, he told, entire kingdom, everything should be clean. Every woman should get up in the morning, man or woman, whosoever, clean the window panes, change the bed sheet, or clean the bed sheet, sofa, everything. Then it also continues next to his son. In 3 generations, today, they made Germany, who are stricter to the time and cleanliness. When the leader does that, people follow. Yatha Raja Tatha Praja. So please remember, once a leader starts saying that there should not be rubbish, and women are in danger, then when they are punished, people get scared. Bail le bahar aao, aisa nahi hai. If you have done wrong, you have to be punished. It's a toilet, it has to be clean. When you make such rules, by leading by example, then the things will be changed. But it takes time. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
This is Vibha Jain, and currently I'm working as Head Training Department in Prestige Engineering Indore.
I saw your email, Vibha.
Yes, ma'am. I'm so fortunate that you remember me, and I really couldn't control my emotions when I got mail from your side. Your office invited me, and I'm here, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you so much. And my question, as I'm working in training department in Prestige Engineering Indore, where we get a lot of students from Hindi medium background, and we are training them for placements, where major language which is expected from each one of them is English. So most of the students keep on telling us, ma'am, we are from Hindi medium background, how to develop the language, and of course we as trainers keep on motivating them and tell them, but I have read a lot about you, and just now you told me that, and everybody knows that you started writing in Kannada, and thereafter you took in English, and what words of advice can come from you so that I can motivate my students that learning English is not a difficult thing.
Vibha, I will introduce you to a person who has done this extremely successful and getting their students jobs. That is Vibha Jain Sethi. You answer this question. In 1 year, today I had a long discussion over lunch. She takes students who are from, please sit down, who are from Hindi medium, train them in English, 1 year computer science all week, including weekends, gets them an excellent job in your own Indore city. You please tie up with her, she will do the needful. Yes.
Hello ma'am, I am Niket Mangal from I'm a real estate entrepreneur. Ma'am, you have many times told that what should a wife do to keep his husband happy, but what should we do to keep our wives happy always? It's a very tricky and a tough question for all the men sitting over here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Women are wired differently, men are wired differently. Man thinks of the solution. If a woman comes and tells, your wife comes and tells the difficulties, you find out a solution. Okay, this is the solution. Woman doesn't want a solution. She wants somebody should listen to her. Okay? Men don't have patience. They said, okay, I want the solution. Don't give solution. Give a sympathetic hearing ear. That's one. Second thing, allow woman to make her own decisions. Don't interfere. I know what my wife likes. No, you will never know what your wife likes. I know my wife likes white sari. To please you, she may be wearing, she may not even like it. Okay? My husband brought me once one sari, It was a shocking pink with some big jari. I told Murty, have you ever thought I wear this kind of sari? He said, I thought you would like it. I said, you may think I am one of the most beautiful Apsara, but I am not. Okay? Will you do me a favor? He said, what is that? Here afterwards, don't ever buy any sari for me. I know my choice. You will not know. So, you assume you think you are taking care of your wife, saying that, oh, I can buy a sari. Allow her to buy her own sari. Oh, I know what she requires. You do not know what she requires. Women at times don't tell what they require directly. They may tell indirectly. You don't have patience, so you don't understand. You have to read them between the lines. Maybe, yes, may not be. I'm happy. You just say, on a lighter side, I will tell you, don't take it seriously. On lighter side. When mother-in-law is coming, oh, my mother is coming, you are happy. I'm happy. What will rate? The tone, I'm happy. You are very happy. Very happy. You have to understand between the lines. She may not be happy, but she wants to say happy. Then you should understand that. So we have a different science for that, The tone, the raise, the words, maybe. So allow woman to take her own decision and encourage her in case she tells flatly on his face. Person like me, I will tell on the face, no, I am not happy. If she is coming, we'll have a lot of problems. Suppose I talk like that. Okay. Then you have to sit down and talk to her. What is the problem? What we can do? Women become emotional very fast and their temper goes up and cools down. you should understand that when she is emotional, you should be normal. Okay? And don't take it personally when she says, I'm not happy, your mother coming. Tomorrow, your son, your daughter-in-law will also tell like that. So once that stage also will come to you. So, in general, women are sensitive, they are emotional, they want their own freedom. Okay? Next one is they want a patient hearing and understand, even though there is a solution or she will find out her own solution. On the contrary, she will find out a better solution. But you say, okay, I agree with you. When she is blaming somebody and you are upholding that person, that becomes a volcano. So you said maybe like that. You should also use the word maybe. Use maybe many times. Okay? Thanks. Yeah.
Hello.
Where are you?
Ma'am here. Ma'am, I feel honored to be right here, right now. There must be a little girl reading your book right now. There must be a library teacher recommending your book to a little girl. There must be a little girl dreaming to become like you. What is one life lesson that you want to give to all of us here?
Who wrote the question, beta? हमारे बाल ऐसे ही नहीं One person one line who wants to be like me, okay? Number one, you should have a passion. More than anything else, you should have passion. Number two, you should work hard for that. Many people ask me in the airport, Mrs. Murty, you are not short of money. And my flight is at 6:30. I leave home by 4:30 or 4 o'clock actually. 5 I will be in the airport. 5 to 6 I will sign all the books. 6 o'clock I board. 6:30 is the flight. To leave at 4, I have to get up at maybe 3 o'clock in the night. My husband says, why get up at 3 in the middle of the night and do all these things? My book shop people say, ma'am, you have to come and sign all this one because it matters. At the age of 74, I do this one. The reason is, I feel it's my duty towards my readership. People who read my books, I have a duty to sign their books. That is my commitment or that is my passion. Once I have taken a job or a work, I should give my 100% to that, however difficult it is to me at any moment of time. And that commitment, if you want to become like me, keep that much. Whatever job you take, give 100%, neither to left nor to right. Chalo, next one.
Good evening.
Last
my name
two
is Swati Tiwari and I wanted to ask you a question. Ma'am, when you joined the parliament and when you started your career in the parliament at 50,
Not at 50, at 74.
74.
Did you face any fears for starting something new and how did you deal with it?
No. Normally I don't get scared. When people get scared, you know why? If you lose something. Suppose I do something, then I lose. I don't have anything to lose. I'm not scared. Neither I have a profit motive. Oh, I'll become this one so that I'll get in return something. So it won't happen. Then I get scared. So neither I have anything to get nor I have to lose. I became, on the contrary, very happy because I got a better platform, a bigger platform where I can put my ideas across. So I look always life in a positive angle, never in negative angle. I look always in, that gives me a great resilience in life. Look, you can make a career even at 74 if you have a passion to help others, a bigger platform. Thank you. Shall we? Last one question?
Last question. One question.
Where are you? Balcony people, yeah.
Ma'am, you have inspired so many people. Who was your source of inspiration?
Life itself is a source of inspiration.
Ma'am,
Life itself is beautiful.
Ma'am, that brings me to my question. What's your mantra for the life?
Accept the reality
find out either that's feasible or not. Okay, you may have many things, but I have many things to do, but accept the reality whether it's possible to do or not. If it is possible, give your 100%. If it is not possible, accept that and make use of the best of that, whatever you have. I was a trained engineer, I became a college professor part-time. Somebody would have cried, oh, such a good position, I became only part-time, 3 hours teaching. I said, this is the best time for me, I can look after the house and teach without losing my subject. Then I went to social work. Many people laughed at me. What is this? She is a computer scientist coming to social work. But I felt God has closed one window, but He opened the door to me, so I can help many people. With my engineering background, I can use technology to improve the social work or documentation, etc. When I became an author, money was not an attraction. I can give good value system based stories to children, today's children, because they don't meet Nana, Nani, Dada, Dadi that often. And today's Nana, Nani are also young, so they will be seeing serial very seriously. So they may not even get time. Many Nana, Nani cannot even tell stories. So let me be the bridge for them. When I got Rajya Sabha, I said, God has opened another door for me. I can serve my nation in whatever capacity I have. I am not a great person, I am a small person. But every small person also has a window to serve. That is the way I look at life.
Ma'am, I am Vibha Jain and I am one of your biggest fans, Ma'am Jelly. Ma'am, what I wanted to ask is that, like a short time ago, you said that children should not have any of these TVs and video games and all of that.
I don't say not have, reduce it.
Reduce. Okay. But ma'am, from the child's point of view, if you have them, then like they will act as distractions if you have to focus on more important things like studying. If you focus on more important things like studying, TV and video games and all, they will get in the way as distractions. So how will we get over this problem? Like,
it's not your problem. It is not your parents' problem. It is a universal problem. So many mothers cry actually, about this. I will tell you, the days have changed, beta. The days have changed. You can ration it, I tell him. I said, don't have it, I won't say that. Because it's not possible. I mean, only with some people it's possible, most people. Make it 2 hours per week. That's all. I don't advise them. I won't advise them to see all these things because it will affect your imagination. See, for example, I always tell this one. My grandfather was a Sanskrit scholar. He told me how Lord Vishnu looks like that. Once I asked him. He said, Shantakaram, Bhujagashainam, Padmanabham, Suresham, Vishwadharam, Gagana Sadrisham, Megavaranam, Shubhangam, Lakshmi Kantam, Kamalanayanam, Yogiri Dhyanagamyam. Means he described the entire Vishnu. He is Shanta, he has the lotus eye, he has the Shamala Varna. You imagine, I imagined him so beautifully in my mind. My children were born and they grew up and I asked them one day, describe Krishna. Okay? They described Nitish Bharadwaj. Then I have grandchildren. I asked my both granddaughters, describe Vishnu or Krishna. They described Saurabh Jain. Because their imagination was limited, curbed when they saw Saurabh Jain on TV. Oh, he is Krishna. My daughters, my sons, my children's imagination was curbed when they saw Nitish Bharadwaj. I did not have all these things, distraction when I grew up in a village with a Sanskrit scholar. For me, the sky was the limit. And that's the reason I ration it 2 hours per week, not more than that. Thank you.
They all got a shock when you said 2 hours a week.
Why? It is too much.
I love your presence of mind.
Too much. Mothers, you read. It's not you have to read my books only. My books are sold otherwise. You read, they will read. You don't read and they read, not possible. You said, beta, per week, Saturday, I will sit with you for 4 hours. Let us read some books, let us discuss. Sit with them and read. You know, you are the person who are going to put foundation. Put your foundation of reading habit to them. You don't see any, you next 14 years, you know, it is like a tapas for you to bring them up to that stage. Yes, the girl with the red and white flowers. Yes,
I am Sethi and I am 8 years old. I have 3 questions.
One question.
My first question is, how is Gopi?
Gopi is very fine. And I want to tell something about Gopi. You know, all of you should know. Gopi is my dog, and there are 4 books on Gopi. Gopi, his books have been translated in 8 languages: Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam, and many more languages. Actually, Mamta knows the details. He has given me 22 titles. He is very stage friendly. He is not scared of any cameras. He sits in the, people cry. Actually in Delhi, I went to a book session, children came by bus, 2 hours they travelled and came, and when they saw me they started crying. I said, what have I done? We never came to see you, we thought you will bring Gopi and there and there is no Gopi, people started crying. Gopi is more famous than me. Okay. Yeah, let her ask, after all that kid, you know.
My second question is, I have written a book and I want you to sign it.
You have written a book, keep it. No, keep it that book and you send me after 10 years if I am there on this earth. Send it, because books have to also mature with the age. Okay, you write, it is nice. Where is your mom? Where is your mom? No, where is your mom? Mom, let her write a book, don't publish, keep it with you. So that when she grows, she will understand the ideas will change and so is style. I started writing in 1980. Actually, my daughter was born in 80. My first book came in 80. You see the first book and you see the book in 2024, the style has changed enormously. With many failures in life, many difficulties in life, many success in life, and seeing India, Kashmir to Kanyakumari, and Kutch to Nagaland or Tripura, seeing many disasters, my own philosophy has changed. So is my writing. Writing changes. At this tender age, there is no maturity in that. Okay? And there is nothing strong in that. There are always exceptions to this rule. If your daughter is an exception, it's different. But most of us, we change in course of time and in life. And that's the reason I don't encourage children. Printing, writing I encourage, but not publishing it. People change. And people have to change. Lord Byron says, people who suffer can write better. Our sweetest songs are those that tell our saddest thoughts. People who go in difficult time, up and down, with resilience, with facing difficulties, will come out with a better quality of Sahitya or literature. Thank you. Dhanyavad.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, as I mentioned in our address, that we have a white paper, we had a discussion about the women's safety with 30 women entrepreneurs and women in leadership role. And we had created a document of our recommendation and also a few laws that we can have. So I would like to present you, and so that you can go through and just guide us and what can be done. I'll be sharing this with you.
I'll go through that whenever I have time and get back to you.
This is something I would like to present to you, and this is the content of it.
I will go through that.
We have already planned
sure.
for the session.